April 24th, 1915.
Armenian officials murdered by
100
Turks.
orphans deported.
3,000 Armenians
May 14,
slaughtered.
1915. Armenian women auctioned off.
800,000
Reader's
destroyed.
Digest.
2,000
September
Armenians
29th.
1,500 feared dead, 500 murdered.
Armenian supplies blocked by Turks.
August 26, 1917.
The New York Times.
6,000 slain.
September 16th, 1918.
Burn 1,000 Armenians.
The New York Times. 1,000 Armenians deported.
Reports Turks shot
December
women
24.
and children.
Assassination of a race.
1917.
The Survey.
The New York Times.
Reader's Digest.
April 24, 1915.
Will Armenia perish? Will Armenia survive?
The Armenian Genocide was the first genocide of the 20th century and also the first to make use of modern weapons. As a result, it became the blueprint for a new method of horror which would repeat itself throughout the century. The Turkish government took a number of steps to prevent any recording of events. Fortunately, there were foreigners who were able to send out images and reports to the world and in the process establish historical documentation. Nevertheless, the Turkish government denies anything ever happened, dismissing the evidence as mere allegations.
I'm going to go back about 40 years back. We were in the military service, and I was an officer of the battalion, about 180 people. So we moved to inside of the, the Truva ruins. So one night, I took my jeep, I was just driving around checking the guards, right? There was an alley like this, and there's a small ammunition hut. There was no guard there. There was no guard at all. So next morning, I said, what's the matter with this guy? I want to know what's happening. So I called the guy, the soldier that's supposed to be there. I said, I want to know what's happening here. He came and I said, well, why do you want to stay there? He said, sir, I don't want to stay there. I said, you kill me? I don't want to stay there. I said, there's something wrong here. Anyway, next day, I waited. I said, what are you seeing in there? I said, I want to know. Why? Any reason that you don't want to stay there? He said, yeah, I saw something there. I said, what is it? He said, at night around 1 o'clock. Well, I said, I'm seeing that a white bearded man and coming in front of me, and he was scared. The next night, I jumped my jeep. I went that location there. I saw the light. You saw it yourself? I saw the light. Anyway, a couple of days later, I went to the town and I went to Imam, some kind of a Muslim priest. And I asked him, I said, I have a problem that, some people that they're not going to guard in that building. Well, he said, you know what? He said, we killed about 10,000 Armenians in there. Within 6 months, that place become my place. And that place become part of my life.
Yeah,
even
the
today.
spirit was there.
Even today.
Yeah.
Even today, it's a part of my life. And every time I mention this, something shivers in my blood. And so that's all I have. It's some kind of memory that never dies.
August 22nd, 1939. I have given orders to my death units to exterminate without mercy or pity men, women, and children belonging to the Polish-speaking race. It is only in this manner that we can acquire the vital territory which we need. After all, who remembers today the extermination of the Armenians? Adolf Hitler.
Well, I don't think any of the Armenians will forget that. I come from Egypt.
Yeah.
But my grandparents or my parents were originally from the same area. They were all.
Yeah.
My grandmother was born in Istanbul,
Yeah.
Erzurum, and the stories that I have heard from them when I was a kid. Now I'm trying to let my next generation, my kids, know about what happened to us, because we heard from, as they say, from the horse's mouth. I heard right from my grandmother what they went through, how they were pushed out of their country, out of their home. You can imagine a mother carrying 3 kids and a bag of dried bread
Right.
and they were pushed into the desert. It was the Derzor desert.
Yeah.
They were pushed in. So here they are all walking, no food, no drinks.
No.
The army behind, the Turkish army coming behind, they were pushing them. And it came to the point that my grandmother had to decide either to keep a bag of dried bread to feed the other kids,
Right.
or to leave one of the children behind. And you can imagine now, a decision has to be made to a mother. And she did the decision, she took the decision of leaving the child behind and to carry that bag of bread to save their life. But years back, even after she came to Egypt, whenever she talked about it, she always felt that at least somebody was kind enough to see that child to keep her.
That's right.
And she always said that she is alive somewhere.
You see,
In 1915, during World War I, the Turkish government, after years of planning, finally got their chance to rid themselves of the Armenians. Over the next 3 years, under the shadow of the Great War, they would systematically shoot, burn, hang, torture, and starve over 1.5 million Armenian men, women, and children.
Why don't you tell us why you left Turkey and you came to Canada?
Որովհետև երբ որ Թուրքիայի էինք, որ քանի մը սերունդ բոլսեցի եղած ենք բնիկ, նորենա օդար գսկային ինքս ինքնից տեղմոն։ Երբ որ կավարները կործով գբդդեի, որ իմին կործս բաներու հիվանդանոցներու մեջ մոնտաժի կործեր, ստիպված կլնայի անունս փոխելու, վահիին դեղը վահիդ կործացելու։
Wahid.
Wahid.
Yeah, which is a Armenian
Turkish name.
Turkish name. And I don't have the accent. Racially, Turkeren խոսեի։ Որ մարչեր ասկնար, միայն բանը դոկտորը գիտեր, որ ես քրիստոնյա գյավուր եմ։
Yeah.
Գյավուր։
Gabur is saying.
Գյավուր ասել է, որ անգրոն։
Without a religion.
So, վերջը կորձով Գերմանիա գերտայի, Ֆրանսա գերտայի, ատեղ գտեսնայի, որ քրիստոնյա երգիրը ապրիլ ավելի տարբեր է։ Անակ մեղավ, որ Կյոլնի կանադական տեսպանը ծանոթացա, որ ինտերվյու եկած էր։ Անորդ խոսեցանք, ամբողջ թուղթերս նայեցա, good standing paper, Գերմանիա։ Սա Queen Immigration 6 ամիս ընկլնա։ Եվ չխորեցա, որ գնա։ Սակայն կամերայի նորոգության գործը, պնդրված գործը լալում, և ջամբ բայելանք, եկանք սաղմը կանադական emigratione, թուղթերը անշուտ չի գրծացը, application-ները լեցունել, անգլերեն չիկա, կերմայերեն, պաշտոնյագինը սավ ներողություն, ինչ լեզու կիդե, ըսի որ մայրենի լեզուս հայերեն է, քաղաքին լեզուն թուրքերեն է, և կերմայերեն կիդան, քիչ մնա ֆրանսերեն, հարցուց կերմայերեն թե ֆրանսերեն, ըսի կերմաներեն ավելի զորավոր է, կան թե ֆրանսերենս, Telephone said, I have new Canadian family. As far as
Canadian?
I have new Canadian family.
Family.
Water immigration changes as Canada change.
Yeah.
So
a year ago, I said, for inch gunga. Darin Canimus serut took up Zener Metzeren, Kafiren, as there.
Nor Hasads.
Nor Hasads, next change mothers.
You have Kezi per Dani Contunet.
Dani Contunigo. You have Angever Chastere, Yankus. Ega yerek şaptı çöregen berçi otogen inçazem ilk şaptı korcu istisazem mince var sonra gaşkadim. Hazayn batunu vets pedrvar utu. Ya mince var sonra gaşkadim. Şat ağır yer gire.
That's good. These are things that when you tell to your kids, when you tell to people, here, decades have passed by, and we are in North America. We moved I came from Egypt, you came from Turkey. When you tell to your kids, they can't imagine that such a thing can happen, and yet it happened. It's funny, we haven't seen each other for so long, and yet here we come in a few minutes. The whole conversation goes back to the old days, what our parents used to do to tell us these stories whenever they got together. Here we do the same thing.
Yeah, we do our memories back again.
Yeah,
I feel really good about it.
well, it's good. We hope at least that these things will not happen.
Let's have a toast
for
the past and for the future.
Yeah, for the memories, for the old memories, and hopefully it will never happen again to any nation, not only for the Armenians.
I hope so.
Armenut
I hope
Genocide.
so. Cheers.
Cheers.
Man. So,
So.